Hello, it is I, your boy Gomi, and we are back looking at another UFC fight night. This time we are back in the UFC Apex for UFC Vegas 95 in a rematch that I'm going to be frank with you, nobody asked for. I'm genuinely curious. Like, normally when you get rematches, it's about top guys who's drastically changed and have like now advanced in their game and worked their way back up. Like, for example, like a Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier, a rematch a lot of people wanted. I don't know who wanted Marcin Tybura to rematch Serghei Spivak. If you did want this, that's fine. I will not doubt that. I will not question that. But I need to know why. I want you to come forward. But regardless, we're going to be looking at this fight card. I will be straight with you. Why do these every Serghei Spivak poster goes pretty hard, not gonna lie. This card started out okay, and then it just dropped. It was starting off like a decent card actually, but we lost a lot of decent fights. Gutierrez, he was supposed to take on Basharat, now he's taking on Quang Lee. I'm not a fan of that fight. Barlow was supposed to be going up against Udos Medic. That fight's gone. And then we also lost Nascimento versus Filho. That was also a very good fight. Now we're left with a 10-fight card that looks... yikes. I'm also, fair enough, like, I believe that I am qualified enough to be critical on these cards because I am the target audience. I am the one that watches these every weekend. It's me. So I'm going to be a little bit more critical on it. But oh well, I still do question why some of these fights are made. Like, for example, the first one, Stephanie Lucendo versus Talita Alencar. This is a very basic fight. I'm not too high on both of these women, to be perfectly honest with you. All I will say is Alencar, she has more of a grindy, better grappling overall, and I feel that's going to be the main key. Stephanie Lucendo, on the other hand, has more volume, as you can see, landing double the amount of shots per minute. That's why Stephanie is the favorite, but in women's MMA, I keep forgetting this. Dog or pass. If we're talking betting, this is not a fight to bet, but if I had to put money on either, I'd probably put an Alencar. I just think her grappling's better, and Lucendo may have more volume, but they're not like hard landing shots. They're not really anything of note, to be honest with you. Minus 170 for Lucendo. I think it's just better. Just think it's better. Then we have Youssef Zalal versus Jarno Errens. Not bad fight. Not a bad fight. I do like Zalal. He really needs to focus on his grappling. That's the main thing. He used to be in the UFC way back when. He got cut. I think, was that before or after the Ilia Topuria fight? He got cut, yes, way after the Ilia Topuria fight. It was he got cut during the Blackshear fight. Impressive. But yeah, he was on quite a losing streak. Left UFC, got some kind of like, I don't know, experience on the Sparta Combat League. But then again, he was beating the living crap out of a bunch of nobodies. The last good person he beat was his last fight, which was against Billy Q, and he looked pretty solid against him, submitting Billy Q. That's impressive. Billy Q, I think, is pretty decent. I know a lot of people are not super high in Billy Q, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty high in Billy Quarantillo. Jarno Errens, on the other hand, he's okay. He's got some good striking, but his main thing is grappling is just bad. If he's on his back, it's kind of it. Not really much going for him there. I just like Zalal better in the spot. I'm not super high on Zalal, but I like him better. I like him. I like Zalal. I take that back. He was dog tough against Ilia Topuria. I'll give him that. So, yeah, I think Zalal is going to definitely take this. Probably on a decision is what I'm leaning towards. But also submission is very likely. Just because, again, Errens is just not good off his back. And he's been submitted before, only once. But he's just bad off his back. And Zalal's got a pretty good submission game, submitting Billy Q. I believe, yes, Zalal is the biggest favorite on the card. Yes, he is the biggest favorite on the card. And that tracks. Give me Zalal by submission or decision. I don't know. You pick. I've tried to pronounce his first name so many times. It's not happening. Diniz versus Carl Williams. I've seen a lot of people on Diniz because this is a striker versus grappler matchup. I know Diniz is the underdog, but in terms of circle, actual people talking and not betting and money-wise, I see more people on Diniz actually. And I get it. Carl Williams, he's a very, very pure grappler, heavy top position guy who just likes to grind it out. I get it. That wins. Simple as that. It's boring. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it, but that wins. Look at our welterweight champion. It's just the heavyweight division is just ugh. But yes, Carl Williams, he has 7 fights with 7 victories by decision. He's more than likely gonna take this to the distance. If Diniz wins this, it's going to be by finish. And I think a good bet is Diniz finish only. I wouldn't put money on Carl Williams, chalky grappler who can lay and prey on you. I wouldn't put money on that. I'm not confident in that. But if you do a Diniz finish only, that could be solid for you. Diniz has 7 wins, all by TKO. But why I'm not super high on him is nobody's tested his grappling, and Williams, I feel, has been battle tested. Williams can take a shot. He can get hit. He's been hit pretty hard by some hard hitters like Lucas Bresky, Justin Tafa, I guess Chase Sherman. He can take some shots, but the main thing is to get down to the ground. So Williams' decision is my pick. But if you're going to be betting man, Diniz finish only. Rosa versus Kianzad. It's hard to be positive about this fight, to be perfectly honest with you, because I think both are very mid-tier women's bantamweight fighters. The women's bantamweight division has always had low talent. Always. And it had one fighter that was not just average, was slightly above average, and she cleaved through everything. Ever since she's left, it's just not looking good. I'm sorry. And Kianzad and Rosa are basically quintessential like aspects of that. Rosa can grind out better. Kianzad has good pressure and pretty good wrestling, but that's just about it. Just about it. They're both going to be more grappler heavy, more clinch heavy. I'm going to go with the person who's slightly better. And again, I say slightly. It's Rosa. She's slightly better. So Rosa decision. But let's look at the odds. I've not looked at the odds for this. Rosa is the favorite. Of course, I picked the favorite. I don't look at the odds all for these. I don't look at the odds for all for these other than the main event or whatever I make slides on. And the fact that I was just able to look at this and be like, yeah, Rosa's probably going to win it. And the bookies agree with me. Minus 205 favorite. So. And yes, I know the odds are right here. I don't read that. It goes by too fast. Toshiomi Kazama versus Grigoriou. I cannot say his first name. Grigoriou. I have been so disappointed by the road to UFC fighters. Road to UFC is good. It's really good. It's really good. It's fun, entertaining stuff to watch. All the fights are fun. But all of them, once they get into the UFC, have not looked good. Not looked good. Kazama got beat up pretty bad by Rinya Nakamura. 33 seconds. Dude, what the hell? What the hell? Garrett Armfield beat him. Oh my god, not looking good, man. Japan MMA is just not as high level as we want to believe it is. Grigoriou, on the other hand, Grigoriou, power. Tons of power. If he lands on you, he's going to send you to sleep. He trains at Serra-Longo too, so Kazama wants to really get the grappling. It's not going to go well for him. Serra-Longo, them boys know how to freaking grapple. Marab, Aljo, nah. Grigoriou, I think, is going to be taking this. He's just a much better striker. And the problem with Kazama, besides the fact that I just don't think he's good, the main issue of him is, and I wrote this in all caps in my notes, doesn't move his head. He does not move his head. His striking defense is piss poor. So give me Grigoriou by TKO. It's hard to say good things about the women's bantamweight division. It's even harder to say good things about this fight. Yana Santos, wife of Thiago Santos, who, by the way, on the Connor versus Dustin 3 card, she fought pregnant. Who was that against? I don't remember. I always remember she fought freaking pregnant. I just don't. Who was that? Irene Aldana. She got knocked out too. That's insane to me. What the heck? How is that baby alive? Again, Thiago Santos kid versus Chelsea Chandler. You want to do yourself a favor and go watch Chelsea Chandler versus Norma Dumont. That was the funniest thing ever. She got hit with a bad shot and she just turned around full 180 degrees. Full 180 degrees. Turned around and just sprinted the opposite direction. She felt enough. She had endured the power of Norma Dumont and decided she wanted to go home. Straight into the cage. Oh, fuck this fight. I'm not gonna pick this. I'm gonna tell you the odds. Yana Santos is probably the favorite. Let me guess. Yana Santos is a slight favorite at -142. Chelsea Chandler is a slight underdog. If you're gambling on this fight, you just don't fucking like yourself. Damon Jackson versus Chepe Mariscal. Hallelujah, good fight. I hate to look at Damon Jackson's eyes, by the way. I hate his face. I hate how he has a hairline now. I want my hairline back. But yes, Damon Jackson is a pretty solid fighter overall. He's got really good grappling, surprisingly enough, and his striking isn't bad. He was doing really well on the feet up against, I saw it live. Billy Q. Hey, Billy Q again. He was doing pretty good, but ultimately, his striking isn't it's not his main thing. His main thing is really trying to grind it out and get a decision, or trying to get him on the ground and submit them. Chepe Mariscal, on the other hand, he's a pretty good dog. A lot of people were not high on him because he just wasn't that good. He got into the UFC, and yeah, he's been really good since, beating Peak, Jenkins, Morgan Shari. I like Chepe Mariscal. It's just that the bookies and everyone else have caught on to him that he's actually pretty solid. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is a big favorite. He should be a big favorite. Oh, -210. That's less than I thought. I really like Chepe Mariscal on the spot. I definitely think he'll be able to beat Damon Jackson, like I said, because Chepe is going to be able to keep it on the feet. He's going to be able to negate his takedowns. His grappling defense is pretty good. It's pretty good, and the takedown accuracy of Damon Jackson is not the best. He's going to really want to try and get it on the ground, but if he gets it on the ground, I think Chepe is going to get up. I don't think Damon's going to be able to submit him, and if it stays on the feet, Chepe is going to be cracking him. I honestly like the KO, because Damon Jackson mainly gets knocked out. He has lost 4 times to the KO. But then again, who's even KO'd by? Dan 50K Ige and Ilya fucking Topuria. Yeah, no, I'm going Chepe by decision. Danny Barlow versus Nikolai Vertical. Danny Barlow hits freaking hard. Oh, by the way, even though this is a short notice fight, as you can see by fact I can't click on it, I do have notes on this. Danny Barlow, he is a strong southpaw with a good reach, and he has extremely fast hands. Left hand to God, he will send you to God. Nikolai, he's a little bit fresh, he's a little bit green, and he's only really fought poor opposition. He hasn't really fought like great names where I'm like, oh man, that's good. DeMarquez Jackson in United Fight League. He lost in the Contender Series, but of course, even if you lose in Contender Series, we'll still sign you a little bit later to fill up a short notice fight. Granted, he lost to Michael Moraes. He survived against him, which is very, very good, to be honest with you, because Michael Moraes is a very crisp boxer. I just still don't think he's high level. Simple as that. I don't like how he leaves his chin open a few times, and I think Barlow's going to catch him. I definitely think Barlow's live for the knockout. He should be a heavy favorite, though. Yeah, second biggest favorite in the card. Yeah. Danny Barlow by TKO is your most likely option. I can see Nikolai surviving just due to the fact that he survived against Moraes, but ugh. Yep, Barlow TKO. Now, I don't have enough on this. I'm surprised Kwang Lee, like, he's good, but is he really the favorite over Chris Gutierrez? That's impressive to me. Because Kwang Lee, yeah, he's looked really good in the LFA, but I don't know. Either way, I don't have enough on this. I've only seen a few of Kwang Lee's fights a while ago. Because not a while ago, like a month or two ago. Because I like to watch LFA occasionally. He seems pretty good. That's it. Chris Gutierrez, I know, is pretty good. I'd probably lean towards Chris Gutierrez, but he's a pretty big underdog, so I don't know. And then on to the main event of the evening. Marcin Tybura versus Serghei Spivak 2. The rematch from, what, 3 years ago, right? So it was 3 years ago, I believe. It's got to be 4 years ago. Gomi can't do math. The rematch not many people asked about, but we're getting it anyways, and we're going to freaking tolerate it. Marcin Tybura is going to be 38 years of age. He's 4 years older now. 25-8 is his record. 9 KOs, 7 submissions, 6'3" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 78-inch reach, same exact reach. He is going to have a 1.43 takedown average, a 59.84% significant strike accuracy, plus 125 underdog. Interesting. Serghei Spivak is going to be 29 years of age. Man, he was in the UFC at 25. Impressive. 16-4, 7 KOs, 7 submissions. He has orthodox stance. No, wait, he does not have 7 KOs. He does. Wow, okay. I thought he had more submissions. 7'7", 6'3" in terms of height, 6'3" inch. Orthodox, 78-inch reach, 4.56 takedown average, a 62.06% significant strike accuracy, minus 150. Favorite, significant wins over Derek Lewis, Augusto Sakai, and Greg Hardy. Also, Marcin Tybura, he has significant wins over Serghei Spivak, Daitu Ivasa, and Alexander Romanov. I like Marcin still. I would like to mention Serghei Spivak, I thought got better. If you follow me, you know I was very high in Serghei Spivak going into the Cyril Gane fight, mainly because of his lightning in a bottle-esque performance against Derek Lewis. Yes, it's not special to beat Derek Lewis, especially grappling. It's not special. Jailton Almeida did it, but Jailton Almeida controlled him for 25 minutes, and he could have probably did some ground and pound, but he didn't look good against him. Serghei Spivak was just throwing him around like a child, like a sack of potatoes. He was flinging Derek Lewis around the cage. That's why I'm very high on Serghei. I was very high on Serghei Spivak, but then he fought Cyril Gane, and he fought the same way he always does. I thought he had changed. I thought he improved. I was like, yeah, the heavyweight guy's on the come up, and he just looked like a slow, out of shape heavyweight. Simple as that. Not happy with his performance. Marcin Tybura, to be honest with you, he hasn't degraded. He really hasn't, but he hasn't gotten better, believe it or not. He's not, like, he's beating the guys he should beat, and he's losing to the guys he should lose. That's simply it. Only 2 people he's lost to since that fight since the first Serghei Spivak fight has been Volkov and Aspinall. Now you go in decision with Volkov. I mean, it's impressive you survived. That makes sense. And losing to Aspinall is not bad, but you got eliminated by him. If you really truly had improved from how Marcin Tybura used to be back in the day, you would at least made it like to the end of the round. You would have made it as far as Volkov, the other guy who beat you, did, was just 30 minutes. Because the main thing about Marcin Tybura, like I said, going into it, like if Tom Aspinall was not at 100%, it was at 50%, Tybura would take him to a decision. And that was my pick because I didn't think Aspinall would come back in good shape after that awful injury. I thought he'd be like Santos. I said that if Tom Aspinall was 80%, it's going to be a finish at some point. Tom Aspinall was 100%, which he was going to finish in 1 round, which he did. He finished in 1 freaking minute. That's just indicative that Marcin Tybura has not really advanced. Marcin Tybura, who are the guys beating? Ben Rothwell, Greg Hardy. I love Walt Harris, but Walt Harris. Ivanov. Like you're beating Tai Tuivasa. It's a good one, but he submitted him. Oh well. Oh wow. Volkov submitted Tai Tuivasa with an Ezekiel choke. It's just, I don't think he's improved, but I don't think he's degraded. Serghei Spivak, I thought he improved. It doesn't look like he did. Hard to say. I'm just going to lean with the slight underdog and the guy who won the first time, Marcin Tybura, because I don't see Marcin Tybura getting submitted. But many people don't realize it, but Marcin Tybura is a really good grappler. He has as many submissions as Serghei Spivak. He's got really good grappling defense. If Tybura does lose, it's going to be a decision, but the thing is that will have meant that Serghei Spivak was able to control him for the entirety of the fight, which I don't see that happening. I'm not even sure if I see us go a decision. It could. Tybura is a guy who could definitely drag it to decision. It's 5 rounds instead of 5 like their last one. It's 5 rounds instead of 3 unlike their last one, so I don't know. I could see Tybura extending it, but I don't know if I see Serghei extending it, but maybe. Serghei tends to gas out. He can hit with shots. I think Tybura is a better striker. Neither guy's a great striker, but I'm going to definitely give on the feet, I'm going to give it to Tybura. And I think he'll mainly stay on the feet. I could see a finish later on. Tybura KO is probably what I'm thinking in the much later rounds after a gas Spivac. Probably like a ground and pound, gets him down, gets tired. That's what I'm thinking. But either way, not a fight I really think you should be betting on. Not a fight I don't think anyone's really going to be super excited for. But oh well, we're gonna watch Marcin Tybura versus Serghei Spivak too. Why are these posters of Spivac always go so hard? I don't get it. Oh well. That is going to be it for the UFC Vegas 95. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And I'm still looking for you. I'm still looking for you, whoever the hell wanted this rematch. And just tell me why. Otherwise, bye-bye.